morning. We're at Module 4. I'm Tony Bamford. I work in the private sector as a nuclear medicine technologist and also half-time in radiation safety, so at a hospital. This module is effective risk communication in the CRC. By the end of this module, you'll be able to define risk communication, understand your goals with your risk communication, and recognize effective risk communication in the CRC. Risk communication is the exchange of real-time information between experts and the people that are coming into your CRC. You're going to have communication back and forth. It's going to be a very tense, bad day, so I think it's very important that you have good risk communication with the people that are coming into your CRC. It talks about the good and the bad, the current and the future, and what people can expect coming through the CRC and once they leave the CRC. I keep going the wrong way. The goals of risk communication are to empower the people's decision making. When people come into the CRC, they want to feel in control. Everybody wants to feel in control as best they can in a bad situation. It's going to encourage good actions by the people and behavior. You're gonna have a lot of people trying to throughput them and keep everybody happy and informed, as happy as they can be. You're going to try to prevent negative behavior as well as dispel myths and fears. I imagine in a real-world situation, there's going to be a lot of fears for people that are coming into your area. It also helps improve relationships and builds trust. If people don't trust what you're telling them and you're giving them directions and guiding them, they're not going to hear anything. It's been researched, and when people are in a situation that's very stressful, communication goes down to a 4th grade level. So you really need to bring it down and just understand that even though you're talking to people, they may not be hearing you, so it's very important to slow down and take the time to do what you need to do to get them calm through the situation and understanding what you're telling them. They're gonna wanna know what happened. There's gonna be a lot of talk, especially with social media. I cannot even imagine what people will be thinking when they come in to a community reception center after an incident. Are they going to get sick? As a nuclear medicine technologist who administers radioisotopes to people, I can tell you that we get a lot of questions at the fact that they are receiving radioactive materials. So we spend a lot of time doing risk communication. I didn't really realize that until I looked at this module. They want to know, is their family safe? You talked about excreting contamination. It's a concern for people, and you do need to be able to talk to them in an educated manner, letting them know what is true and what is not true, staying within your bounds, educating people. They're going to want to know, what do I do now? People are scared at that 4th grade level, not knowing what is going to happen. So the CRC volunteers, be accurate. Explain what you know. Don't assume, don't expand, just explain what you know. You may not know everything, and that's okay. Just keep it to what you know. Be truthful. Don't try to make things better by just making something up or chattering on. That's never ends well. And be empathetic. We will likely be comfortable in our role. They will not be comfortable in the role that they are doing coming through your CRC. They're going to be scared. And you need to, some of us are a little more empathetic than others. I tend to sometimes not probably be as empathetic as I need to be, but I also need to, in this situation, realize that there are people that are going to need a little bit more time than others. Some people are going to come across not needing any empathy, and others are going to need a lot of it. Don't judge them, just help them get through the situation Put yourself in their shoes, address what they're feeling, the challenges that they face, and that will give them faith in you also, and in the process that you're putting them through. Uh-oh. Oh, well. Nonverbal communication. Boy, that's a big one. Be receptive. It's a community reception center. You are not going to have people happy with you if you are not receptive at your reception center. Closed arms behavior. I stand like this a lot. It's not a good habit. People think I'm upset. I'm not. It's comfortable for me. Eye contact. Maintain it. Don't stare at people. Make them uncomfortable. Just normal behavior that you would have when you're talking to people. Look for nonverbal signs from other people, or even verbal signs. People may be very upset. Do what you have to do. Get help if you need it. Some people will look confused. Some people may have language barriers. Other disabilities that prevent them from understanding what you're trying to ask them to do. So hearing, sight, mobility, a lot of things. People coming in with pets. Some people are going to be much more aggressive to keep that animal with them than others, depending on what the level of bond is with that animal. Respect personal space. That's a big one. Cultural and ethnic differences. People who fidget, I'm a fidget. People who back away in personal bubbles. There's a lot to read, and take the time to do it. The importance of a message: be prepared, don't speculate. There's that not saying anything that you don't know as fact. Be concise and consistent, and stay on your message. That's very important when trying to address people. Keep it simple, keep it brief, and to the point. You'll have a key message, hopefully, and then you'll be able to support that with some supporting facts or supporting messages. This is a good example: fight the flu, or prevent COVID. So take the time to get a flu vaccine. We've all heard that, and I think we can really relate this to COVID. We heard a lot about it. They had a lot of supporting facts, and you can see how people took those facts. Some people believed them and followed them. Some people didn't, whatever side. But they did present a clear message with clear supporting facts. The CDC did, very supporting facts. That's important at your CRC also. So your key messages: take everyday preventive actions to stop the spread of germs. Well, that's your key message. How do you do that? Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Wash your hands with soap and water, and avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. We've heard that since we were kids. It's very clear to just have your key message, and then you're backing it up. Does anybody, we'll go by that one, right, Tanya? So our summary: effective communication risk is very important during emergency response. I think it's probably, in a lot of ways, one of the most important things, because people are going to come in frightened, uneducated about the process, and they're going to leave with that. And they're going to take that communication to people who have not yet entered that process. So it goes out on social media. There's a lot of ways for people to present communication that is given to them. So keep it valid and to the point. Volunteers should be accurate, truthful. The empathy side of that, I think I can't stress that enough, to just read people and look for situations that might need a little extra help. And nonverbal communication is just as important as verbal communication. So, any questions? Excellent.
have tweaked a lot and reduced, and we would like feedback on if you think this is something that will help when you're training your individuals, your state and local, or if you think this is something that they need more of or need less of, if there's anything that we can add for sure, if this is important, because this is a module that we've kind of played around with. So please think about it and let us know your feedback. Yes?
So I have a question. I mean, this communication is very important, I get that. Should they also be directing them to contact, say, the Emergency Operations Center, your public information officer, where they're giving those tips, so that way your volunteers, they're not getting the tips from too many people?
Correct. Hopefully you will have a designated person helping you with that information of what you are disseminating.